welcome back to the club. I'm Ashlyn, one of your hosts, and I'm here with one of my best friends on the planet, Miss Katie Hoyt. Katie, dare I ask, how you doing?
Dare you ask? I don't know. It depends on the day, honestly. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I'm not in my normal setup, and normal being the one episode, the location that I recorded at last month, which is going to be my permanent spot. But I'm in a new location, and that location is my in-laws' house, which is not great. Our house was unfortunately struck by lightning almost 3 weeks ago. Which, like, what?
I'm sorry.
How many people do you know?
It's really not funny, but like the incidence of that has got to be like on par with getting bitten by a shark or something. Like,
No.
what?
How? Like, and it wasn't just like, oh, it was struck by lightning because one of our neighbors' houses also just like, oh, got struck by lightning. No. Like, it's bad. We have absolutely no AC. The whole thing is completely melted. It like melted our entire AC duct. Like, the unit is completely fried. We're fighting with our insurance to try to get it covered. Our Wi-Fi router went out, our sprinkler system, our doorbell, a bunch of light fixtures. Like, yeah, I mean, I could just keep going, and it has been absolute chaos. As if I haven't been through enough with the house stuff.
Seriously. Seriously, like the fact that you got this brand new house, what, January?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're like, damn, I wish the lightning would just like burnt it to the ground. Like, if it was going to do all of this.
Genuinely, like, I was in the house, but I wish it would have just like started a fire. Like, I'm not going to lie, I potentially like would not have called the fire department and just let it burn down. Like, oh no, this house that I absolutely hate burned to the ground, and I guess I'll just have to get a new one. I don't know. It's been a disaster, but honestly, I can't complain. My in-laws are so gracious to have us living with them again for the third time now.
Well, thank God they like live close to you, and it's worked out relatively well for everyone so far. But I was actually shocked that your insurance didn't offer some sort of compensation for living expenses. Nothing. Like,
Yeah.
they're being absolute dickheads.
Yeah. Oh, that is putting it mildly. I don't know. It's like I want to talk about it, but also there is like room for legal action. So I'm like, I don't know.
Oh,
I've never had a public
Yeah.
platform before where I like potentially needed to threaten legal action. So I don't know, but basically, yeah, that we're having a rough go at it and hoping to get it fixed. We feel like we're seriously like this close to getting it fixed. So that's all we can hope for. But in the meantime, I'm just living it up. Tiber is loving life at his grandma's house, picking tomatoes every afternoon. And it's his favorite thing. So whatever, at least he's happy. And
If he's happy, I'm happy. Honestly, that is my favorite thing about y'all being with them, is that I feel like I get more Tiber content whenever y'all are there, because he's always doing something. I feel like at your house, he's more like a couch potato. But at their house, he's on one. He's ready to play. He's ready to sniff around. I love it.
Yes, he is. So that's me. How about you? How is Utah? Give us an update.
So Utah is going really well so far. I'm a lot busier than I ever expected to be, but I'm happy. Like, we really enjoy living here, and everything has gone really well as far as the transition. And I think that's because people are coming out to see us, which is nice. It makes it so much, I get less homesick, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then this past weekend, we went over to, well, not we, Jake and Susanna stayed here. I went home for my sister's white coat ceremony, which was so special. I'm so proud of her. She's in dental school. If any of you that are listening don't know us, I feel like that's probably rare, but if so, I have a twin sister. She is in dental school, and she just got her white coat, and it was such a fun weekend. We got to tour around the dental school the day of, like a few hours before. It was so nice.
Mm-hmm.
All of the little, I guess they call them bays, or like the big hallways with the clinic rooms that you go in. They were like shiny and white and like pretty lights. It was so beautiful compared to like literally the most ratchet experience of medical school. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, anyway, it was so nice. And then the ceremony was cute. We went to dinner at the summit, and then I got to hang out with Kylan and Sam, who it was Sam's 30th B-day. So shout out to the birthday boy. I know he will never hear this, but
Yeah.
so I just kind of got to see a lot of people, and then my sister's coming next weekend. So we've got a busy schedule.
Yeah.
For sure, but it's been so helpful in alleviating like all of the sadness of moving out here so far.
Totally. No, that's so fun. So Caitlin comes, did you say this weekend or next weekend?
This weekend, like tomorrow, they'll fly out, but they don't get here till like 9 p.m. So I won't really get to see them tomorrow, which is fun because I have work anyways. But then after, they'll be here like Saturday, Sunday all day. And we're going to go to that farmer's market that you and Hoyt told us about. So that'll be fun. I'm getting some sourdough, some eggs.
Yes. No, y'all will seriously love it. So you've got that. And then you've got Labor Day. Jake's mom is coming out, right?
Yeah. So every other weekend, pretty much, we have somebody.
Wow. That's nice,
so
though.
Nice.
Yeah. That's sweet of everybody to come out and visit.
Yeah, I took off that week anyway because one of my friends was getting married in Morocco. We were really trying to go, but it just did not work out. The travel to Morocco is insane. It's like a 2 to 3 day endeavor to get there one way.
What?
Yeah, I think moving to Salt Lake made it worse because if I was flying from Atlanta, I could do Atlanta to somewhere to Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is I'm having to do Salt Lake to Atlanta or Salt Lake to New York, which is already a fucking haul. I think it's like 5 hours. And then a layover there, and most of the layovers are like 13 hours. It was not going to work out. So I'm very sad about missing Morocco, but because of that, now I get that time off anyways, and we'll hang out with Jake's mom and sister that are coming.
Well, that'll be fun. I know y'all are excited. So
we are literally so excited. Utah is kind of, sorry, were you about to talk?
No, just go ahead.
I was just going to say, Utah is like kind of interesting because the people here are very different. People that are from here. I feel like you can go out and spot the people that literally grew up locally because they kind of give like suburban Birmingham people. They're not very different than people I'm used to seeing. And then there's people that migrated here, like just to like live in the outdoors, and they're easy to spot. But the craziest part is like when you're at the gym, the bitches in Utah do not come to play. Like they are there in the tiniest like top you've ever seen. Not 1% body fat.
Of
like,
course.
The biggest, fattest asses. And they're just like squatting and they have their hair done, their nails done. Like they literally come to the gym, serving cunt, like ready to be, like they are their own main character. And you can just tell there's not like a single ounce of self-confidence issues at all.
Wow.
And like, I just want to be them, but I don't have it like that. Like, I don't know when I will, maybe never.
Yeah. No, that's like so unrelatable for me.
It is,
like
it is insanely unrelatable. And I honestly like feel that way when I read a book too. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know how you are whenever you read books about like badass female main characters, whatever. I feel like I always relate more to the side character, the secondary characters that are just as cool, just as pretty, but maybe not like so in your face.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I feel like that's validated by like every time we do a book episode, our favorite characters are always the side characters, like the funniest, coolest, like snarkiest side character.
More Lysandra, like who else? I liked Cassian more before he was the main character. So I feel like there's just, I don't know if that's a hot take, but like before I like really knew him, you know, when he was like front and center of everything, I liked him more.
Yeah.
And Manon, all of them, they're just better whenever they're a little bit more removed from the main
I
character
agree.
role.
I agree. And maybe it's because you don't get like all the flaws presented to you as much, but like the side characters are perfect. And honestly, I'm happy with that. I'm happy to be side character, give side character energy.
I think you're right. I think it's like whenever we actually get into their brain and hear all the psychotic shit they think and all of their flaws and insecurities, I'm like, you know what? No. Never mind. So maybe it is. Maybe I just like being a little bit obscured. I like them to be a little obscured.
Totally. That's wild. And honestly, I would not be able to go to a public gym if all the other girls look like that, because like it's tough enough, I feel like, as a woman to go to the gym anyway, like regardless. I mean, sure, you get used to it after a while, but when you go and you're like the fattest, ugliest, greasiest bitch in the whole place.
The first time we were there, I was like, I think I weigh the most out of some of the men even here. Like, what the heck? But are you even able to go to public gym in Birmingham? Because I don't remember a time that you have.
No, and like I will not be going back. So like since the lightning strike, I've been like, well, we obviously can't work out. No, I did work out the first couple days because
in your home gym.
Yes, because the first few days it actually was still like somewhat overcast, rainy, and it was only getting up to like 75 outside all day because it was so gloomy outside.
Ooh, okay.
So the first couple days, me and Hoyt were like, I was like, honestly, if I had a fan in the room, I could probably sleep here. We still didn't, but the first couple days I worked out there and I was like sweating. Now, oh my God, like it's seriously suffocating. Like I swear to God, it is hotter inside the house than it is outside, which is saying something because it's like 95 every day here. So,
and humid. So it's not like it feels good out either. But yeah, Katie sent me a Snapchat where she was making, I don't know, lunch or something, and there was cheese on top and the cheese was melty, and she was like, this has not been microwaved. This has simply been sitting in my kitchen.
and it had only been sitting in the kitchen for like, I'm going to say 4 minutes. And like the cheese was wilty. It was not hard, solid cheese. Now, granted, I had freshly shaved it like off the block, so it doesn't have any of those like preservatives to make it extra.
Make it stay in its form.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess maybe you could say something about that. But no, it has been absolutely miserable, and I'm praying that we can move on soon. I'm like, Ashlyn literally offered, she was like, I've got some travel points if you wanted to like get out of Birmingham for a few days. You're welcome to come out and visit. And
no, I would have to, like, if that happened to me, I would have to escape. Like I wouldn't, because you work mostly remotely. Hoyt, unfortunately, I think is still in the office most days, or no?
He's been remote, but his can be, he might start out here working from home, and then at 10 he's got to go in for an hour or two, and then maybe he has to run out and do some things. So he's a little bit less predictable, but
I still think he can make it work for a few days. I would just like simply have to like get out of Dodge, like process what just happened. Fight with insurance from somewhere like pretty sunny.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a dream, but nevertheless, yeah, so would you like to move on to some things that are maybe less depressing and less like gonna make me kill myself after?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've got us a list today of some things that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of things happening in the book culture, that I've been just like super excited about. It's like all mainstream pop culture things, but colliding with our love for books. So it's been kind of fun to just keep up with the news the last few days, which I can almost never say. But what I wanted to talk about was, so People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, which I know you loved, was cast for the movie. Do I think there are better Emily Henry books that could have been chosen as a film adaptation? Yes, but I think eventually more of them will. So
yeah,
I can't be like too upset that it's this one, but the fact that this is the first one just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Totally.
So Tom Blythe was cast. Now, I don't know the girl, and I barely remember what the girl looked like as the main character in the book, but I just want to talk about Tom Blythe.
Okay, what did you want to say?
Do you feel like he even looks right? I don't feel like personally he looks right for the role, but I ate him up in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, or A Ballad or whatever. So I can't really sit here and say that I'm not happy with the choice. I think he's having a moment. After that movie, it was like he was all over TikTok. Everyone was fangirling him. So I think it's a purposeful choice to get people that maybe didn't read the book to watch the movie and, you know, kind of get them into the Emily Henry of it all.
Yes.
But you just watched A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes recently, so I wanted to get your take too.
Okay, so initially, like very first, when I just Googled to see who this was, I was like, I don't know, but I don't hate the choice. But I was like, I pictured him looking differently than that. Mostly because, like, when I'm reading a book, the characters in my head are the hottest, most perfect, and beautiful people on earth. So
Correct.
naturally, you can't always cast like the most gorgeous looking people. However, I was like, well, I know that a lot of times, specifically with men, once you see them act, you can see them kind of in a different light. So I was like, I'm going to watch the movie and see how I feel. After that, I do feel like he could nail this. The thing is, this is like my biggest thing. So the character's name is Alex in the book, and he's kind of like this nerd. Sorry, like spoiler, I guess I should have said that. But he's kind of like nerdy. And Tom actually reminds me of this guy that was on one season of Love Island UK, like a long time ago, named Alex. And the Alex was a doctor, and he was like kind of nerdy. And so I was like, you know what? I actually can see it just under like that context.
I agree, because he has a face that's not like so perfect. Like they didn't obviously cast fucking Henry Cavill or anything. You
Right.
know? There's no room for that. Like, this is a nerdy guy and like a normal rom-com. But the fact that they cast someone who's like so big right now blew my mind, and I was so lit. Like, I'm so excited. I do think that he will do it well, but the thing is, I know in the book he has like brown hair ish, but Tom Blythe, to me, with the dark hair, like, I don't know, maybe it needs to be like a medium color.
I agree. I thought the exact same thing. Like, I feel like his natural color, I'm assuming that's what's on all of his IMDb photos, is his natural color. But I feel like if they lightened him up a little bit, I think he could make it work. I mean, he pulled off the blonde in the Hunger Games movie.
He did pull off the blonde, and I'm wondering if that's why I'm having that feeling, because I'm so used to seeing him blonde that now I'm like, I want to see you with like jet black hair. But yeah, I think it's gonna slay.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, honestly, I wasn't aware that he was like this huge star, but the girl, do you remember her name?
Emily Bader.
Okay. She is in that new show, My Lady Jane, which I have not watched, but Hoyt and I did watch the preview for.
Okay.
And she looks like she could be good. I don't remember what the female main character in People We Meet on Vacation, I don't remember her like physical
Was
traits.
she blonde? I think she was blonde. Let me look. Let's see.
I honestly don't remember.
Okay, on the front cover, like when it's like the little like.
Okay, yes.
She is blonde. Oh,
Okay.
and his hair is like a reddish. I don't know if you can see
Okay, yeah.
a reddish brown. Okay,
Yeah.
so that could work.
I think they'll make it work. I can't remember who is producing this, but like, you have to think that it's going to be good, especially if he is like really in the moment right now and they got him for this. You have to imagine that it's going to be hype and it's going to, do really well. So I'm excited about it.
Do really well. I am a little hesitant on Fourth Wing getting an adaptation. They announced the director and producers, I think, for that too, but none of the casting has been announced, and I don't know how long that will take. But I'm like salivating at the mouth, like trying to figure out like who's going to play Xaden.
Yeah, no, same. I'm for Fourth Wing. I'm kind of like, and I know it takes a really long time to make a show, but her third book is not even out yet. And this is a 5-book series. So the fact that they're like already this far ahead in the TV show, I'm a little bit.
It's going to be like all CGI. So like that will take forever to get the dragons and all of that figured out.
Totally. I'm a little wary because like, what if the storyline falls off? Like, after Iron Flame, I feel like we're teetering on that ledge, So,
well, I think that we feel that way, but I don't think that's the consensus of the general public. A lot of people like Iron Flame better, which we've discussed before.
Yeah,
crazy take, but I think that the fandom is like still there, still behind the story. So
yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, next on our list of adaptations, which is not new, but is sort of like in the press. It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
So we obviously are toasters if you guys have not caught on to that yet. So we've been very like they've been in the conversation a lot within the last week
Mm-hmm.
or so about the It Ends With Us drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. And it is so insane that these two people couldn't get along for long enough to film a fucking movie. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
But the rhetoric behind most of the public's opinion is that like Blake Lively is some little victim. And this is separate from this. I don't read Colleen Hoover. I don't follow Blake Lively's like career much. Like I've seen probably most of her movies. I definitely watch Gossip Girl. But in my core, in my heart of hearts, I am a Blake Lively hater. Like I don't believe that anything that has happened is not her fault. Like
That's not where I thought this conversation was going, because I'm a Blake Lively. I wouldn't say that I'm not obsessed, but as a rule, I really like Blake Lively. The biggest,
interesting. Have you seen her Instagram captions recently?
No, I don't follow her.
Your opinion. Yeah. If
You
you
what?
like Blake Lively and your hope is to continue liking her, like do not follow her or her husband on social media. They will make you want to stab your eyeballs out.
That's really the thing, is that I think initially when Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were like doing their funny, cute Instagram thing, it was really funny. I feel like I'm over that brand of comedy now, and like the kind of like the gig is up. Like I thought it was cute at first. I don't love it now. But my biggest thing about this movie is that why is everyone against him if he didn't do anything wrong? That's like my biggest question overall. It just feels like everyone's against him.
So I agree with you. I think everyone's against him because everyone loves Blake Lively. That's the thing, is that she's put herself in a position where a lot of people like her. Obviously, Colleen Hoover really, really loves her and respects her opinion. And that's not that's not a judgment on Colleen at all. Like, I don't know her personally, so how would I know?
Yeah.
But she's a bit of a bulldozer. And I'm very into the like weird back alley facts about Hollywood. And if you're listening to this and you haven't listened to Beyond the Blinds,
That's
the
right.
Blake Lively one is so motherfucking good. I can't even like explain to you. But if you want to continue to have Blake Lively as your side character that you don't know much about her backstory and you enjoy just liking her from a distance, don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Because the way I can't fucking stand her.
I forgot that, because you told me a long time ago to listen to that episode, and you were like, hers is like really crazy. And I think you had even like gone into some form of detail about kind of what the blinds are about her. I totally forgot that has shaped your opinion of her. So
It has,
I'm like,
it has shaped it a lot, because the reason why I follow Blake Lively and have seen her captions, and I actually recently unfollowed her because this whole movie press tour has got on my nerves. The reason I followed her even up till now is because I used to love her. Like I was one of the girls that watched Gossip Girl kind of later on after it was already finished. And so I think I was in college when I finished watching it, and Instagram, I was just like following everyone, and I followed her because I was literally obsessed with her.
yeah.
So until about 2 years ago, that was still my stance. And now I'm like, I don't know. I can't take her side. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to be able to. I don't think that Justin Baldoni is a saint, and I don't think he did nothing wrong. But I think that she is still a high school mean girl and has blown it out of proportion. And that's where I stand.
Do you think that we'll ever truly learn what went down?
No, I don't think so, because I don't think that even if they both like spoke about exactly what happened, I think that would be a long time from now. And at that point, it would be hard to determine like, okay, is any of this true? And if so, like which parts are.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
If my best friend Taylor can be best friends with Blake, that's kind of like all the push that I need to love Blake. But I guess I need to listen to that episode of Beyond the Blinds, because I forgot that's
Taylor
like,
and Blake are both extremely, extremely corny people, like
Totally.
as human beings. So I see where they're like, they mesh in that way. Blake's Super Bowl outfit last year, like, come on, girl. I don't know. There's just things that she just needs help with. But yeah, I don't think that Taylor Swift liking her pushes me in any way, especially she's like best friends with Lana Del Rey, also like loser. I don't, everything is just coming up loser.
Okay, so are you going to see the movie then? And did you read the book?
I did not read the book. I don't read Coho. I did read Verity,
Yeah.
so I guess that's fair. But if any Colleen Hoover stans are listening to this, Natalie, please like send over your recommendations. I don't like tragic
Same.
romance, and that's not Colleen Hoover's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what she likes to write and what she's good at writing from what I've heard. I just simply don't want to be sad when I'm reading.
Completely agree. And like, that's some girls' thing and they love it. And honestly, like, if that was my interest, she probably is a great author and produces like really great work. But yeah, I'm the same. My mother-in-law was like, which she has not read the book, or I don't really even know if she knows that like Colleen Hoover is this big name in books, but she was like, I want to see the movie, but also like I feel like the content is going to make me sad, and I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I want to see it to say that I saw it, but I don't know that I like actually have interest in seeing this movie beyond like I like Blake Lively, so I would want to see her in the movie and know what people are talking about.
That's true. I definitely want to have my finger on the pulse. And I want some popcorn, but I'm not like dying to see the movie. But I remember whenever at first like the casting came out for this, everyone was so mad because they were like, she's supposed to be 23 years old or whatever.
Oh my God,
Blake
yes.
Lively's like whatever, like so old. But they found a younger person to play the high school role. So I think it's going to be a good production overall.
Totally. And I think that people like collectively agree that this movie is great. Now I will say that, and on the toast, they had mentioned that, I don't know if they had heard or it was speculated that this movie was supposed to get Blake nominated for an Oscar. Let me just say, like, I like Blake Lively as a celebrity. Genuinely, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I don't think that she's a fantastic actress. And
no,
you know, I just think that
so.
I think that she's fine, but I don't think that I would say she's outstanding in any way. I think there's so many names that are so much better than her.
I could not agree more. I also just hate her voice, which I hate my own voice. So that's not her fault. Again, like, there's nothing that anyone can do about that. So I just don't like listening to her as an actress. What I did go see that I can't believe happened was that shark movie she did. I literally saw that in theaters where she's like on an island stranded and like a shark is circling her.
Yeah.
Like, how is that real?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. You just think about it and you're like, how the fuck did this pass? Everyone was like, yep. We're going to produce it and we're going to put it in theaters.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Which this is a perfect segue, and I added this to our list, but I did not add it to your list, and I'm hoping that you're okay with talking about it. But speaking of things that feel like a fever dream, I can't not talk about Molly May and Tommy. I can't describe the way that this has consumed my every thought for the last 2 days.
I'm so sorry. I actually found out yesterday from your story. Like, you posted how upset you were. I mean, shared something. She's not that dramatic.
Right.
She shared like a meme about like reading that Tommy and Molly May broke up. I like thought maybe it's a rumor. And then I saw her story. He fucking fucked up. He did something. I don't know what. But for her to take her kid and dip and post it publicly on her story,
it's so crazy. My TikTok algorithm quickly converted from books to Molly May and Tommy content. And because obviously I'm just on there like
who, yeah.
Right, like, how did it know? I definitely wasn't searching literally every single thing that I possibly could. But I don't know, like, and if you don't know who we're talking about, this is from Love Island, and they are seriously my favorite couple ever. Wait, this is so funny. I'm going to get back to what I was saying, but there's another Love Island couple who is genuinely my second favorite Love Island couple. And I didn't realize this until just like a couple months ago, but their names are Molly and Tom, this other couple. And so another guy from their season named Casey is like best friends with Tom. Like they're literally like brothers, like almost like want to be in a relationship with each other. Okay, they're super close. But Casey posted yesterday, and I'm like heartbroken, okay? But this was so funny. Casey posted and was like, introducing Love Island's new top couple named Molly and Tom. But I'm happy for them.
Like that's how you take advantage of the moment.
Exactly. But anyway. I cannot describe the way I'm so attached. Like, I've never loved a couple from a show the way that I loved Molly Mae and Tommy. Like, so obsessed with them. Now, the rumor is, and has been, what's it called? Like, not dismantled. What's the word? It's not true. That back like 9 months ago, Tommy was at this club in Dubai, and there was like video evidence, in quotes, of him cheating on Molly. There was absolutely not video evidence. It was him speaking to a woman. But apparently the rumors were that he had gotten her pregnant, and now like Molly found out because it's 9 months later. It's been disproven, so it's not true. But there's like now still rumors out there that Tommy did get someone pregnant, and that's the reason why they broke up. But I saw yesterday that apparently they had been seen out in public together like 4 hours prior to her posting this story. So right now everyone's just in a frenzy, like, what happened to Molly Mae and Tommy?
So it either happened like out of the blue or co-parenting on 100.
Yeah, I don't know, because then I saw
I'm gonna go with
rumors,
happening out of the blue, like blindsided, like Tristan Thompson type shit.
especially given the nature of her story. It was so crazy.
The story, that's what blew my mind, because I feel like whenever you're so in the public eye, you can kind of let things lie. Like, you don't have to address it. Like, she could have even had like Mara go and say to a press, like, yeah, it's true, you know. Like, you don't have to put yourself in that situation, but the fact that she didn't care to, I'm like, oh my God, he really fucked up.
Yeah, I'm dying to know what happened. And like, honestly, everybody's saying like this is going to be Tommy Fury's downfall. I completely agree. Like, how do you fumble that? Molly Mae is literally the breadwinner, and like, I don't think it's even close. Like, I think she's so much more successful than him, and she's beautiful, and she's like a mom, and a great mom. I don't know if you watch her YouTube videos and all of that, but like, she seriously is obsessed with Bambi, which
story for a different day.
Yeah. But she's obsessed with her daughter. Like, so good. She literally had posted a video like of Tommy and Bambi together, and like him loving all over her, and the sound is like, you know, I love you, like, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, blah blah blah. What did he do? Like, I absolutely have to know.
Didn't they just get engaged like sometime this year?
They got engaged a year ago, and just a couple weeks ago she posted like, can't believe this was a year ago, like, forever with you, I love you. Like, they were, if I had faith in anything in this world, it was Molly Mae and Tommy. This
is like diabolical. Something happened that's so bad, but I've got to know. Like, I'm not so sad because I'm not so invested. Like, I don't watch her YouTube. I rarely see her Instagram story, so I don't know. But I did love them on Love Island, and I assume that they were still that like funny, outgoing couple. Like, kind of shared everything. From what I understand, like, they YouTube together, right?
I mean, it was her channel, but he was on there all the time. I mean, they live together. They have a child together. She just does like lifestyle things, but I don't know. This feels like a historical event. I can't like describe I had a pit in my stomach all day yesterday. I listened to Last Kiss on my way home from the office, and like was getting a little misty. Like, I genuinely I'm so crazy. But listen to this. So Grace, my coworker, we're like sitting down. A meeting is about to start, and she says to me, Molly Mae and Tommy Fury broke up. And I like whip my head to her, and I say, what? And the meeting starts. And she's like, yeah, I just saw it on Instagram, like whispering to me now because the meeting has started. And I'm like, where were you when you found out that Molly Mae and Tommy broke up? Because I was having to process this and then jump straight into a meeting. Like, when I tell you I was sick all day yesterday over this. And today I woke up this morning and was like, I have to get on TikTok. Like, what have the girlies found out in the UK since I've been asleep? I don't know.
Oh my God, yeah, that's perfect because they're like almost like working overnight, doing your dirty work overnight, and then the USA girlies can take over the day shift.
Exactly. So
have you found out outside of like the rumors about the pregnancy, like there's no other
speculation
signs that they're about to break up, right? Because they were just together 4 hours before.
Yeah, it is so crazy. And I seriously, like, I wish them the best. I would do literally anything for this to be a joke. Like,
I'm praying for you. I'm thinking about you. Like, this has got to be so hard.
It
On
is.
top of the house getting struck by lightning. Like this is not your week.
What else? Seriously, what else is the universe going to do? Like, my house is a piece of shit. Then it gets struck by lightning. And then now this. Like, I can't take anymore. I don't know. I don't know. It's tragic. So
it's literally so tragic. And you know what? We do recover, as they say.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to do great. It's going to be a rough week, I think. But the good thing is now you have TikTok to like kind of just see what's going on, what the girlies are saying.
Totally. And something else that I forgot that I wanted to talk about. The Love Island US reunion is on Monday, and they filmed it last night, and apparently it was absolutely insane. Like, they didn't even start filming. I didn't
realize they did reunions for
this is the first one. And so apparently, like,
is that because of like the success of this season?
Yeah,
doing it. Oh,
so apparently they were supposed to start filming at 6. They were in New York and did not start filming until 10 p.m. because they like could not get the drama to stop like enough in advance to like get everybody in the room together and get it started.
No, the way I would be recording that whole part anyways, hopefully they did. Like, on like the little.
Yeah. There is so much drama, so much to discuss. It comes out Monday. You will not, like, seriously, do not text me, do not call me, do not Snapchat me. Like, I will be locked in Hoy, and I'm certain that Dylan will probably come over and we'll watch it together. So I'm so excited.
So Dylan's keeping up too.
Oh yeah, Dylan rewatched the whole season in like 4 days, I'm pretty sure.
So I think my sister just started watching, but I'm not 100% sure. She's pretty busy with school right now, but I'm going to see where she's at because I would love to watch it, but I might have to wait until like Labor Day week when I'm actually off.
Yeah.
And like take some time to look, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
You need to.
You know how I am with content. I just now started reading like a second book after the book that we're talking about this month. The Paradise Problem that you recommended, which is like supposed to be like a funny, cute rom-com. I gotta be honest, it's really not doing it for me yet. Like, I'm not super impressed. But I heard Jackie talk about on the toast that she really wasn't impressed with it either. So I don't know. I don't know if it's Christina Lauren. Maybe it's her. You know? Okay. Here's the thing. You did tell me. You said there is something that I don't like about it, but you'll see what it is. And my question for you.
Okay.
Is it the dual POV or the pink hair?
It is the pink hair.
Okay.
And
I'm particularly having a problem with the dual POV.
Okay. I as a rule, like, I don't love dual POV, but like also this was served at, I'm trying to think what I read before this. I think it might have been Till Death, that book that we read last month. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And so I read.
Anything probably seems like good compared to
Yes. And so I started The Paradise Problem and I was like, this is exactly, I don't need to think right now. I just need to go.
Yeah.
So I just spent the whole book picturing her as blonde and being happy that there was like actual good content in here. So
Yeah. I think the plot is already like up my alley. Stunning. I love it, but it's just the actual writing and the dual POV whenever the male and the female both have the same like internal monologue style and the same diction. Like, there's no difference in the dual POV. Thank God it has like a title of who's thinking it, but like I just need, like, if you're writing from a male's perspective, you can't have him thinking the same type of thoughts as the female. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Okay, I can totally see that. Yeah. I think that you'll still end up enjoying the story. And I mean, as always, like a rom-com it's not meant to be the best book that you've ever read. It's meant to like bring you peace and happiness. So
yeah, it's just really hard to like give a fuck if it's not Emily Henry and she's not like making me actually laugh.
Yeah.
You know, like where's the calm? But I'm just gonna power through the first little bit, and then just once I get into the story, I won't care anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm still pretty early on, maybe like 4 or 5 chapters in. But I feel like all my friends are reading good shit right now. Everyone's, I think because of us, not, you know, not to toot our own horn, but like all of my friends are reading ACOTAR or Throne of Glass right now. And I'm so fucking jealous. Like if I could wipe my memory.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. No, I definitely think that it's because of mostly you, but like I think it's because of us. Like, will we ever shut up about it? No. And that's on purpose because we need everyone to know this story.
No, I totally like the more people that read it and text me about it, the happier my day is. Like I genuinely don't care. I do feel bad because one of my really good friends last night took a Snapchat of herself bawling in the bed because she just got to a really sad part in Throne of Glass. And I'm like, damn, I actually don't miss those days.
Yeah.
But everything else I do miss.
Yeah. So
just like life was good.
Completely. Another girl that I just follow on Instagram, I don't know her personally, but she like posted a story of her holding the first book. And she was like, I've like vowed that I was going to finally like get through this book this week. And she's like, I'm so confused because
why do y'all like this?
Yeah, she was like, no, she said, I'm really confused because I really like Tamlin, but on all the fan art, everyone is calling him Tampon. And I was like, I like got on my phone so fast. I was like, you cannot look up fan art for this series. Like, you're going to ruin everything for yourself.
She already did. Like, you know, she already saw it.
Yeah. And like, you're just spoiling. Like, please, if you haven't read ACOTAR, don't, okay? Just trust us.
Like, don't look at that's such a good rule for ACOTAR. Don't look at fan art ever. Like, just don't do it. I think also the same for Throne of Glass. I think safe bet for any Sarah J. Maas story is if you have a friend who has read it, ask them.
Yes.
That's what I told Katie and what I told my sister when they were starting. Like, please don't look anything up. You're going to give it away for yourself. But ask me and I'll send you all the good fan art of the people that are important.
Yeah, and you did. And you sent it at the right time. I mean, I can't go into detail without spoiling, but yeah, if you need to have a friend who, which you probably already have a friend. Like there's no you're not reading ACOTAR unless you already know someone who read ACOTAR and they've been begging you to read it. So reach out.
Well, yeah, exactly. At this point in the state of the TikTok book talk climate, you know somebody who has read it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
just reach out. Even if it's a random bitch on TikTok or Instagram.
Reach out to
they
us.
will still send you the good stuff.
Yeah, we would be happy to.
Hello, I volunteer tribute.
Totally.
So yeah. After ACOTAR though, what should they read? I guess Fourth Wing.
So
like, cause they're gonna keep coming to us for Rex, and all we've read this year is shit.
Yeah, totally. So I actually made a list of what they should read after they read ACOTAR. Obviously, my first recommendation is the other Sarah J. Maas books. I think you should read Throne of Glass next, Crescent City after that. And I broke this down by category, but honestly, Throne of Glass has every fantasy element that you could genuinely like ever imagine ever. So
true.
So like you absolutely must. But that's my next recommendation. After that, I said, if you want something similar, i.e. that has fae, I think that you should read Quicksilver, which is the book that we're going to be discussing this month. And then I also wrote down These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. It's a duology. It's really short and sweet and cute. Then I've got, if you want to try vampires, you should read The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. The third book in that series comes out in just like a couple of months. So that's a great one to get into. Oh, and there's 2 novellas, so you have lots to consume from that series. If you want to try dragons, you should do Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, but wait until September because she's being traditionally published. And I think that will be great for the book.
Did you just put something before Fourth Wing for Dragons?
I did, only because that's how I typed it on my document. But like, obviously, Fourth Wing, you should definitely read that for Dragons.
Okay, I was just making sure that wasn't like,
Yeah, no, she's on the list.
getting, okay.
Yeah, she's on the list. And then the last one, if you like gods and like having all these different like higher beings, I think that you should read The Song of the Marked by S.M. Gaither or Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole, and you'll love, like, seriously, all those books are great recommendations. So have fun.
And if you don't really care if the writing is trash and you really like sex, you should read From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout.
Wait, or Zodiac Academy, right?
Oh my God. I cannot confidently recommend that. But like, if you want to go into a spiral, please, Zodiac Academy is the perfect thing to like just transport you into like madness.
Yeah.
It is so bad, but so motherfucking good. There's not really any other words for it.
Yeah, that's like the general consensus, is that people are like, what is in this book? Like, I can't consume it quickly enough. I can't get enough.
And it's so bad. Like the whole time I'm just like, this is so fucking bad. Why can't I put it down?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I?
Yeah. Is it spicy? Isn't it like extremely?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I've heard.
Well, I'm not going to say it's like crazy. It's not like Den of Vipers, if anyone has gotten into that. But I would say it's up there so let's talk about our rating scale for spice, because I think we're a little bit different than other people as far as spice goes, because I like mine a little bit less. I don't know about you, but like if I was ranking things on a scale, like 1 would maybe be A Court of Mist and Fury, and 5 would be like Den of Vipers. Like, I don't really want to go into that territory. So please know that if I'm giving something a 4 or 5, it's probably, if you're like a real smut reader, it's probably like a 3.5 or
Yeah.
a 4.
Yeah, I think that I like a little bit more than you. So like for me, a 1 would be something like Reminders of Him, like a Colleen Hoover, just like where there's just like a little bit. 5 would be like a Haunting Adeline, or this book that I just read called Dark Notes by Pam Godwin. Literally, I swear to God, I think they had sex in every single chapter. Like, I'm not joking. That's a 5 for me. But
the five, I don't know if you've heard of Den of Vipers or read it, but it's like reverse harem. So it's like you have sex with this guy and then this guy and then this guy. And it's just like, and you never escape it, and there's no real plot. So that's probably a 5 for me.
Okay. So question, what percentage through a book do you think that the spice should start? And I mean like beyond like just making out.
It depends. If it's the first book in a series, like this is an uncharted territory, brand new developing story, I think 50% is a good start, but I definitely do want something before that.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything.
I agree. I think that maybe like a 40% could be like a kiss, or like that initial moment between the two main characters where you're like, oh yeah, like this is kind of like sated me for the time being. I feel like for like the actual
I just need a build up.
Totally. I feel like for the actual spice, I need like a 65-ish %.
Okay.
I can even do with like, if we are talking it's the first book in the series, I can even do like 85% of the book it finally happens. But if we're talking just like a rom-com, yeah, I'm looking at like maybe the 60% mark is where.
That's what I was just about to say. If it's a fantasy book where there's tons of world building and elements that we have to establish first, I'm not like dying to jump to the spice.
Yeah.
But if it's a rom-com and we're in somewhere in the continental U.S. or like somewhere that's like a very easy to imagine vacation place, I need it at like 30 to 40%.
Oh, okay.
To go ahead and start.
Okay. Wow, that's quick. Well, good luck in the Paradise Problem then.
Thanks.
You'll do great. So yeah. Did you have anything else reading wise that you wanted to chat about?
Not that I can think of. I don't really have anything on the roster after this. I'll probably have to start for next month's book. So not like a ton of like interesting things to bring up. Is there anything good coming out this month that you know of?
This month. Not that I can think of for this month. However, I will say I've had like quite a few books that have said they're coming out this month and have been delayed. So I don't know. In September, like I said, that Fear the Flames book is being traditionally published. That'll be a good one. Carrie Maniscalco, if you read the Kingdom of the Wicked series, she has like a secondary like spin-off series called The Princes of Sin. The second book of that comes out in September, and I'm so excited for that one. So we've got a lot to look forward to, but I feel like August is kind of like, man, and I know I'm getting that wrong. I know there's definitely books out there. They're just not in series that I have dabbled into. So yeah, September's going to be a good month though.
Ooh, I'll probably, after this month's book, I'll probably read the, whatever you just said, the Sin thing, the Carrie Maniscalco. Like, she's everything to me. So I'll probably read that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have.
Okay. Yeah, me too. So should we?
I feel wrapped up.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we're ready to dive into our book episode if you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it. We will see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for joining in.
All right. Bye.
Bye.